I repeat, never. One more time for understanding. Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So is his wickedness. You know, it take a long time for iron to rust. But he said, like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It might not come immediately, but it's coming. That's what he's telling you. In time, you're going to see his wickedness. But some of y'all trust him. It says,
Q&A mode is on. Participants may now unmute themselves. Presentation mode is on. Only organizers can be heard.
it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. See right through him. And thou shalt know that his rust, his wickedness, have not been altogether wiped away. That's why he said don't trust him. They set him not by thee. That's what brothers are doing. They set him right by us. Lest when he have overthrown thee, that's the whole gamut, to get in there to overthrow you. He stand up in thy place. And that's enemies of Israel too. Looking to be somebody in this damn hell that we in. So don't let them near you. Let them near you, next thing you know, they standing in your place. Where you used to be, here they are standing there in your place. But especially these heathens. And Israel is heathens too. Because they act like the heathen. Most I said, learn not to wear the heathen. They still act like the heathen. They still operating under Willie Lynch. And some don't even realize it. The religious instructions to the Negroes, United States of America, operating in Stockholm Syndrome. Our people. Listen, says, set him not by thee, don't let him come around you, lest when he have overthrown thee, he gonna try his whole gamut, his whole mindset is to overthrow you. He stand up in thy place. He stand up in your place. So neither let him sit at thy right hand, don't let him sit by you at your right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. He seek to take your place. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. And you will remember this. It happened and you be pricked. That's why you got to know what these words said and know. And when you see it happen, you know, if you know that sometimes it's better for them to sit in the place. Whenever you look at, you got people that are not with you anyway. But if you're going to follow that, you allow the enemy to come in and sit and take over your place, then hey, that's on you. That's on you. Because that's the whole game. When it go down, whose side they going to be on? That is the question. You got the heathen that are of these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, and you got the heathens that are Israelites. You better recognize. He said, learn not to wear the heathen. What they do, they learn to wear the heathen. They follow the way of the heathen unto this day. Because they let them right there with them. Or if not, they operating for the heathen. You're going to find out when all this go down in the spirit of the Most High. Let's look at First Chronicles 29. This is the time of our kingdom. We didn't have these other nations over us. We could be in perfect harmony and joy. Look at 1 Chronicles 29 and 6. Then the chief of the fathers and princes of the tribes of Israel, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, with the rulers of the kings, work offered willingly, and gave for the service of the house of the Most High of gold 5,000 talents and 10,000 drams, and of silver 10,000 talents, and of brass 18,000 talents, and 100,000 talents of iron. And they with whom precious stones were found gave them to the treasure of the house of the Most High by the hand of Zehiel and Gershonite. So we're giving things into a treasure. We had a treasure that we can do something for the people. We can help the people. And taking care of the church and the sanctuary and the ark of the Most High and doing the things that we needed to do. Then the people rejoiced for that they offered willingly, see? Then the people rejoiced for they offered willingly. Because with perfect heart, perfect mind, they offered willingly to the Most High. And David the king was rejoiced with great joy. King David was rejoicing with great joy. Wherefore David blessed the Most High before all the congregation, and David said, "Blessed be thou, blessed be you, O Most High power of Israel, our Father, forever and ever." See? Thine, O Most High, is the greatness, and the power, and the glory, and the victory, and the majesty, for all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine. You hear that? All that's in the heaven and that's in the earth is the Most High's. That's why he's worthy to be praised for everything. Thine is the kingdom, O Most High, and thou art exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all. And in thine hand is power and might, and in thine hand it is to make great and to give strength unto all. Now therefore our power, we thank thee and praise thy glorious name, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Verse 15, for we are strangers before thee, and sojourners, as were all our fathers. Our days on the earth are as a shadow, and there is none abiding. O Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our power, all this store that we have prepared to build thee an house for thine holy name cometh of thine hand, and is all thine own. Everything is the Most High's. You see, he's worthy to be praised for everything. I know, listen, I know also my power, that thou trieth the heart. You trieth the heart, trieth the mind, and have pleasure in uprightness, following him, being obedient to him by following his laws, statutes, commandments. O mine heart, I have willingly offered all these things, and now have I seen with joy thy people. You see with joy the people which are present here to offer willingly unto thee. O Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, our fathers, keep this forever in the imagination of the thoughts of the heart of thy people, and prepare their heart unto thee. We got to prepare our minds unto the Most High, he's saying. and give unto Solomon my son a perfect heart, to keep thy commandments, thy testimonies, and thy statutes, and to do all these things, and to build the palace for the which I have made provision. He made provision that, you know, David had too much blood on this end. Most I say, hey, you don't kill too many men. You hear the women saying, hey, Saul killed thousands, David killed tens of thousands. Most I say, hey, man, you killed too many men. I mean, they killed so many men at one time, man. They said the blood was just on the sword. The brother had the sword, and the blood was just clotted on his whole hand. Blood, you know, blood clot. It was just all their blood was just clotted on his hand, all over his hand. At the sword, you couldn't see no hand. All you see is blood just all on his hand, clotted. Say, hey, man, that's why he let Solomon build the temple. But Solomon went off in his old age. And see, these are examples that we have to knowing that, hey, you got to watch. Because you're looking at what we're dealing with now is the mindset of our people. How are you, like you hear me saying, you've been Edomanized. So you Edomanized, you gotta be changed. You gotta become a new creature. Be born again. Because a lot of you women, you're still Gentile. You're still like a Gentile-minded person. Just like some brothers are still in that mindset of how they would have us be without them being there. That's what we're in 2015 that I see. You know, so that's why we're rehearsing. And the only way you're gonna rehearse to be righteous is to change from the way they would want you to be opposite. You know, most I want a broken and contrite spirit. All that pride, you gotta get rid of it. He hates you. You hate a poor man that's prideful. He hates you. What you gonna be prideful about? You ain't got nothing, you don't have nothing. Compared to, you know, the Illuminati tell me they can spend $1 billion a day. Come on. What can you do? That's why the Most High say, he hate a poor man that's prideful. You got no reason to be prideful about what? I mean, what do you have? Any of us. Come on. Wake up, man. Remember, we still in captivity. You'll say that, but then next thing you know, your ego goes up to what? I mean, what makes you think you somebody? But you ain't nothing as you ought to be. Otherwise, why Shai got to come back and teach us for 1,000 years? We know it part and prophesying part. Get over yourself, man. We all have to. That's why you got to do a self-examination all the time to bring yourself down and build yourself back up. But don't go so high that you back where you was at. You ain't became no new creature. You ain't been born again. You ain't no new man. You the same person you was. Some of you getting worse and worse. Sad. Much is given, much is required. The more you be given, the more of a servant you have to become. How about that? Don't be like the Gentiles. Lord over your people. Second Chronicles 20. Oh yeah, they got a lot of things in store. This is prophesied, and as they put in your face. Some of you can't see because you're in darkness. You're so busy looking at other things, or looking at the wrong things. Look at 2 Chronicles 20 and 26. Yeah, we in our kingdom. It says, and on the 4th day, they assembled themselves in the valley of Zerach. For there they blessed the Most High. Therefore the name of the same place was called the Valley of Berachah unto this day. Then they returned every man of Judah and Jerusalem, and Jehoshaphat in the forefront of them, to go again to Jerusalem with joy, happiness, gladness. For the Most High had made them to rejoice over their enemies. See? Got the victory over our enemies. And they came to Jerusalem with psaltery and harps. We don't won the battle. We used to have the men, the musicians and the trumpets and the harps and all the cymbals and all that going before us in war. Here we come back from war, doing what? And they came to Jerusalem with psaltery and harps and trumpets unto the house of the Most High. And the fear of the Most High was on all the kingdoms of those countries. So now, let's look at this. And the fear of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, was on all the kingdoms of those countries, when they had heard that the Most High fought against the enemies of Israel. For the realm of Jehoshaphat was quiet, for his power gave him rest round about. Power of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You hear what it said, verse 29? Because a lot of y'all say, we ain't got to be afraid of the Most High, because you ain't afraid of the Most High. You don't fear the Most High. That's why he said, and the fear of the Most High was on all the kingdoms of those countries. Better recognize, y'all. You better recognize. You might not fear him now, but you're going to fear him. You're going to fear him. Most definitely. Look, go to Luke, the 12th chapter, in the 4th verse. Some of you believe in the Mashiach Yahushua, some of you don't, but you know what that fear means. We're going to tell you who you're supposed to fear. And why these other nations, all these other kingdoms are around, they fear the Most High because they've seen him fight for us. But see, that's what we're going to have right now. And that's what he have going on right now, but some of you not really tapped in it spiritually, therefore you don't see. You can't feel. You don't have a spirit to recognize these angels that are around some of us. They're around us. They're here. They where some of you are now. Good and bad angels. And sometimes you allow the evil angels to overtake you too much. Why you can't see the blessing that the Most High want to bless you with, because you allow this evil come in. Because you ain't never changed. Better recognize. Listen to what Mashiach Yahushua said. Luke 12 and 4. And I say unto you, my friends. So all you not his friends. So this makes you his friend. Be not afraid of them that kill the body. And after that have no more that they can do. They can kill the body, they have no more they can do. That's it. Because that spirit going back to the Most High. Bam. He said, but I will forewarn you whom ye should fear. Whom you should fear. He said, but I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. What does that mean? Verse 4, and I said to you, my friends, be not afraid. Scared? Be afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. He said, afraid. Now he comes back and says, but I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear is to be afraid. Make it mean something else from what he's saying here. This is real easy to understand, but some of you don't want to understand it because you're wicked. And you're going to feel the fear of the Most High. You're going to be afraid of the Most High because you know you hear my voice and you don't fear the Most High. And you don't want nobody to tell you you got to be afraid of him. Because you've been programmed by the secular churches or wherever you came from. You done created your own power. Mashiach Yahushua telling you point blank who to be afraid of. Listen. But I will forewarn you whom ye should fear. Fear him. Be afraid of him, which after he have killed, have power to cast into hell. Yeah, I say to you, fear him. Fear the Most High. That's what he's saying. Now, going back to 2 Chronicles 29, make it mean don't be afraid of the Most High. Don't fear him. Don't be scared of the Most High. Listen. And the fear of the Most High was on all the kingdoms of those countries. Yeah, y'all want to go so deep when it comes down to just some simple word as fear. Like it means something different. Oh yeah. Sad. It's gonna be a sad day. It's gonna be Mashiach Yahushua is gonna be gnashing of teeth, weeping and gnashing of teeth. When you want to fear him, you decide to fear him. It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. You're not a